jam.
What's going on, folks?
Yes.
Hey.
Welcome back to the No Home Thoughts Podcast. We your host, I'm Ron.
Bruh.
AJ.
And on today's episode, what's the topic again?
Oh my God.
Oh, why are black parents so much harder
on little boys and softer
boys.
on little girls? Only to reverse the roles
When
as
they
they
older.
become young adults.
This was a fan requested topic, so shout out to who was it again, Miss Sierra?
Yeah.
Who came up with this. Appreciate
Roberts.
I believe it's
What was
right.
the last one? What was the other one?
it. Oh, another topic was separation in marriage. How do you feel about it? So let's start with the first topic.
Yeah, let them know it was a sub topic within that last topic, but to shorten it for y'all, we just said
I don't think we need to talk
separation
about that.
and marriage.
Separation.
Most
marriage.
definitely, I think
Separation
we need to,
and marriage.
Right. Don't tell me like that.
No, it wasn't. All right. So, how do you feel about it, AJ?
Okay, which one we
Are
talking
you?
about first?
The first one is why are black parents so much harder on young black males and softer on the little girls?
What up, y'all?
Only reverse it when they get older.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's true because as when you're raising a young man, I feel like these streets, I feel like these streets and the economy and the world is not going to be soft on
Not at all.
no young black man. So I'm not going to be savage mode on my son, but I'm most definitely going to be hard on him. I'm going to let him know it's not easy out there. So no, I'm not going to just be coddling you, and the world's not gonna coddle you. If you need a shoulder to cry on, mom is here. Okay, but if you need advice, I'll listen. But I'm the same way with my daughter. So, but I mean, I most definitely don't think that's true. I don't. I've been told plenty of times that I'm kind of hard on my kids. I've been told that a lot, but
I don't think it's ever wrong with you.
Well, what your kids doing?
I don't think you could be ever too hard on children. You know what I mean, that's just me.
I think the difference is like when we were growing up, a lot of times some parents didn't talk to their kids, so that was the difference. Like punishment is just punishment. There wasn't a talk or
A teaching moment.
Right, it wasn't a teachable moment letting you know, okay, well, this is why you got popped. I did it because I told you not to do X, Y, Z. You did it, and as a result, now you can't go whoop with your friends tomorrow. So this is why you're in trouble. For the most part, we didn't get that. I mean, we kind of knew we was in trouble, but we didn't have those kind of sit-down moments where a lot of times parents talk to us. Sometimes they did, but sometimes they didn't. And I feel like in today's generation, these kids they wild. Like, you have to have those sit-down conversations, even if you feel like it's redundant. Like, you got to keep doing it, because if you're not talking to them, guess who else gonna be talking to them?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody out there in them streets, and they got all the time in the world to talk to them.
Yeah.
They don't care how many times. They don't care if it sounds redundant. They got all the time in the world for your kids, and they got all the conversations, the uncomfortable ones, the ones you don't want to have. And I tell my kids all the time, I'd rather be upset for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or come back and recruit and come back and then talk to you, than me find out you sneaky and then it's something totally different. So that's why I say, I mean, I think it's nothing wrong with being a little strict, because we as parents, we're supposed to put guidelines down for our kids.
Right. Because then you got a whole nother set of problems.
Exactly.
If your kid is just so comfortable sneaking around
Right.
you, and then Lord knows how far they're gonna take it.
Right, like, I'm not your friend.
Yeah, at all.
I'm not them friends.
Yeah. So
yeah.
I think as far as being hard on your kids, you got to, because for one, they got to realize this is not playtime. This is dead serious, and you got to beat that into them.
Right.
So I don't necessarily agree that. I will say I think we're not as when it comes to emotions for our kids, our sons. Because when you're younger, it's like, why are you crying? That's what girls do. I think that, and I think that opens up, issues later on in life. But that's something that I think we all struggle. Well, as men, I think we struggle with teaching our sons to love themselves, to show love to a woman, to show love to other males. Because that's something I struggle with. Because it's like a weird thing. I think that's the biggest issue that we need to speak on when it comes to how much harder we are on young boys when they're younger.
Right. you know what was like touching on that. An ex of mine, one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard him say to his son, because he had a boy and a girl, and I remember his son was crying about something, and the thing that really touched me when his son was crying, he was like, he went to wipe his eyes real fast. He was like, "Cause you know, mommy told me I'm not supposed to be crying," and he was like, "No, son, like you can cry." He was like, "It's okay to cry, but after you wipe those tears, then what? Like, what's next? Don't stay down. Like, you get yourself together, you wipe those tears, and then then you push forward. Like, you keep it pushing, sort of thing." And I was like, "Dang!" Like, a lot of men don't tell their sons that. Like, it's okay to cry. Like, wipe them tears. Now you gotta keep pushing. Like, now what you gonna do now that the tears is done? So.
Yeah, you definitely gonna get told stop that crying.
Right,
stop
that's what I'm saying.
Damn crying.
So that's what I'm saying, and that's what most people gonna say. Like, and then it's crazy because then you get these. I feel like a lot of times, and it's not being solved because I feel like it's a point in time. Like if it's a game or something like that, no, you have to teach your sons sportsmanship, not to be a sore loser. Nah, come on, stop. You lost this game, you might win the next one. Shut up.
Yeah.
but for real issues. Or something that's really dear or heartbreaking to a child, I think it's okay to tell them, like, it's all right. You get 5 minutes. And then 5 minutes up. All right, now you gotta. Now what we doing? Because then you get these adults or these young adults, and they don't know how to function in society, and they don't know how to express themselves because all their lives they've been told, shut up. Don't nobody want to see you crying, or boys don't do that, or come on, you a young, strong black female. You ain't supposed to be all weak, like. And then you get older and you got these people that don't know how to operate in society because they're robots. Like, they have breakdowns.
What up, Instagram? Shout out to everybody that's on Instagram. I can't see y'all.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but
I was in my pocket.
I'm definitely gonna be hard on my son. I mean, point blank, period. Because I mean, the world that we live in. The world that we live in today, it's not designed for, and it's not like I'm saying it's easy for a black woman, but a black man, he get looked at it totally different. So I would definitely let him know that you always gonna be behind the 8 ball. You know what I mean? That's a fact. You always gonna be behind the 8 ball, son. So you gotta give 110 compared to my daughter, because I mean, like we all know, women, and this not to degrade women, sometimes their body would allow them to get to another level, and it's not like they doing it purposely. You know what I mean? It could be just a man just turn around and just see something like, oh yeah, I want her to stick around. So women do have it softer to a degree.
I was gonna say sometimes the body can prohibit them.
And that too. I done
somebody
seen that.
say, like, I've heard people say before, like, oh yeah, she gonna be looking all ghetto, like if she got a pantsuit on or a skirt, because she just might so happen to have a bigger butt. It might, she can't help that. And then if she out here with a baggy one on, then she out here looking like a bum in a suit. Like, so like you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. And I don't think women necessarily have it easier, because I worked in an office building before where this was not considered professional. I could put it in a bun, had my braids braided up and then put it in the bun, and still I'm sorry, it's just not, we don't really consider that professional. And you'd be like, what? Like, it's hair, like.
Damn.
So yes. I mean, women, we get it also.
Sorry,
that definitely.
I see somebody online saying they don't want their sons to play with dolls. How can they be fathers?
Listen, let me tell you something.
Wait, what?
Kevin Hart had he did a thing, and like I want to say a skit, and he said that his father told him if he played with the doll baby house or the doll, he gonna slam the doll baby house
Over his head.
Over his head. That's how we was raised.
He said that to the son. He made that joke about the son. Like if he kept the son playing with the doll house, he was.
But that's how it was, because boys play with boys, and like in the physical
boys and boy toys
and boy toys. But that's exactly how I was raised. It was no.
Yeah, I don't.
Like I seen Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys married to Swiss Beats.
Right.
And they got a son together. And I heard her say that her son wanted to paint his nails.
Yeah,
and
you're not doing that.
Because she said that allowed them to express themselves. But That's, you know, like to me, I mean, for all that, like, just let your kids play with fire. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just so many other things. Like, kids do things and don't understand.
Let them play with fire.
Yeah, because, listen, you can't just say, go ahead and just do that because they don't know. They don't know the consequences behind whatever they doing. And then, at the same time, I want to give my son a chance. I'm gonna be honest. Rod asked me a long time ago. He said, like, what would you do if your son said, you know, he was gay? I told him it's impossible. That's what I said to him. I said it was impossible because it's just who I am.
It's impossible for you to accept him?
No, I would accept anybody, but I just said based off of how, and my daughters are strict on him more than I am.
Right.
I mean, they be body beating him, like
right.
not saying, you know, they don't cut no slack for him, even though he the youngest. They still like, no, get off that dial because that's what they believe themselves.
Right.
So, I mean, and I think because he's a boy, because so much is expected from a boy, a man hold a higher expectations and responsibility.
Right.
You know what I mean? For a man, we talked about before, like how a man's job is to provide. I'm not saying if you can't provide. You can provide whatever your preference is. What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, you still got to know that nobody cares about your tears. Right. Nobody cares about that they don't like you over there.
That was my deadline.
You know what I mean?
Like, no, nobody care about them tears.
Listen, nobody care about that. Nobody cares absolutely nothing about that. At the end of the day, as a man, you have to produce. And if you don't produce, that's all that's looked at. If you don't produce, you ain't nothing but whoever on the opposite side looking at you, that's, however they feel. But for the world, as a man, you have to produce. It don't matter if you did 30 years in jail for murder, like all that. They don't care about that.
Topic. What about the flip side? Because the question is that Ms. Roberts gave is that we go hard on these boys in the beginning just to turn around and get lax at the end. Like she was saying, why do parents do that? And I don't think, because I mean mine's is 16 now. Mm-hmm. So, and I mean I'm still hard on him to the point where he be like on the weekends, Friday, one school day, he out. Like he already got his ride and everything. He's like, I'm out this house.
I think because once the upbringing is right, you kind of like fall back. But the moment that a woman get older, the savages is coming. You know what I mean? So it's just like you look at when you want your son, you want your son to be a man. Right. You want him to be taking care of his home. Right. You want him to be respectful, all that. And everybody know that started at a young age. Right. But then when it comes to a woman, I have 2 daughters, so it's a little bit easier. It was for me to raise my daughters. But then now it's like I'm on them because now you got to worry about, like I said, the savages looking at them and and for them to go down the wrong path. Right. Because it's easier for a woman to go down the wrong path chasing after a guy. Yep. You know what I mean? So I never wanted that. So that's why for me that's a great question. You know what I mean? Because I never thought about it like that until I read the question. I'm like, listen, I probably would be, because my son, and I know it's sad to say, but it's like when your son go ahead and he start messing with girls, you don't think about nothing. Like you just be like, oh well, my son out here. Hey, listen, son,
that girl
lose
bring
protection.
That baby home.
But when that girl got to bring that baby home, it's totally different. Right. Because now everybody know, like the woman, which is crazy to me, the woman bring the baby home. Right. I mean, I don't care if she's 13 and the boy was 13. The woman is bringing a baby home. Right. That's another topic that I want to talk about. But I mean, that's crazy. Right. You know what I mean? Like she got to come home, deal with that. And
that's where the old saying come from. Mama's baby's papa's baby.
Yeah, and that's true.
Because the woman, like you can't.
I say that now.
I know, but I'm just saying the old, because it's been forever that they've been saying that. But at the end of the day, you can't deny and be like, I ain't my baby. You push that out, sis. Like you can't deny.
You can't deny
baby.
that. You can't deny that. Now the man, even though he with the woman, married the woman, he still be like, damn, you know,
she was cheating.
Why the hell that baby got curly hair and blue eyes? You know, I love my woman. You know, I did marry her, but y'all see the go ahead.
I can't think of the movie. Was that School Days with Cat Williams? With what you call put that baby up? And the baby was white.
Yeah, well.
Oh yeah.
The baby was like the guard.
No, I thought you was about to say Me, Myself, and Irene.
No.
When he said, Hank, he said, Hank, did you? He was like, come on, Hank, the child's penises is bigger than them sausages on the girl. He said, did I? But Hank never even cared. But he knew the babies was black as the street. And Hank was still taking care of them babies, man. I was just like, and they were still calling him dad. But it was technically with the midget. Like everybody knew. Like, come on.
I'm going to watch that damn. Me, Myself, and Irene was so funny.
I went to movies to see that, man.
She said some allow 16-year-old sons to have sex, but they won't give their daughter the same pass. You're damn right.
Yeah, I mean, here go back to double standards. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I'm okay with the double standards. I'm okay. I want people to understand that I'm okay, 100% okay with being double standard, because it's no different than me and Rod talk about. Who made the rule that a man have to open the door for a woman? You know what I mean? It's just a job that's done. If you're a man, that's what you do. You do what you do. So in this case, we talked about, well, how come a man, he can sleep with multiple women and he's considered to be a player, or he get up, he get big up. And then a woman go ahead and do it. It's just like, oh my God,
That's it. Bottom line, if I want a center in the NBA, I don't want no center under 7 foot. It's double standard. Somebody 5'10", like, well, what about me? What about you?
Yeah, what about you?
I don't want a 5'10" center.
Yeah,
I'm
not even looking at you. Yeah. They could tell me that you can literally jump out the building. I wouldn't even care. Like, I literally would not care.
Well, jump out the building on somebody else's team because you ain't playing center here.
I miss out on that one.
Yeah, and that's just how it is.
But people got to understand that it's going to be double standards in this lifetime that we live in. You have to understand that, and you got to accept it. It's going to be double standard.
I mean,
it's going to be a double standard.
I don't think people. I mean, they gonna accept whatever they're gonna accept. I don't think people going to or even like the fact of accepting it. That's why look at how there's such a push against gender roles, and people like they really do push against gender roles. I'm not one of them people. I believe in gender roles. I'm not one of them.
Well, I mean, you got two parent houses.
Shout out to the stranger that was shoveling my car. He wrote fast. He said, "Sis, you know what?" He said, "I got you." I said,
"No, I done did that before. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie."
Plate? I cooked earlier. You want a plate? You thirsty or something?
I ain't getting no plate.
I said, "Thank you." Yeah. He was like, "Yeah." He did. He stopped. He said, "You know what?" He said, "Because if it was my mom and my sister, I wouldn't want them out here." And I was like, "Word," because at first I was gonna leave it because I said my son think he's slick. He left real quick.
The question is, did you give me a number?
Nah.
That's the question.
No, I didn't. No,
you didn't even ask?
No, and at first I'm like, dang, he really a good person. Like, you know what? He didn't even try to crack me. My girlfriend said she was in front of your house. He know where you live at now. I said, oh damn.
That got dark quick.
She says, you know where you live at. I said, oh damn. I ain't thinking that part. But no, I think he was just a good guy. I think I'm going to believe that he was just a good person.
General.
Go ahead, because I'm waiting for it.
I'm not. He was trying to get them digits. I mean, he probably just, No,
because I was still, and the funny part is I was still out there, like, I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm going to get this side. He was like, you don't have to do none of this. That was the point of me getting out. I said, you go ahead. You go ahead.
Yeah.
Take my turn?
Yeah. No, I mean, for me, I was shoveling for a different reason. It was more to show godly love in here in the earth. So I was
none
just.
Of that.
It's a lot.
None of that.
That's good that you don't believe it. So I was
that.
going around just shoveling people. I was going around shoveling.
You just
people
shoveling people out.
Yeah. I shoveled out guys too. Like, it didn't matter.
I'm gonna have to see the tape for this. I mean, you probably was being a good person that day. But I don't.
There's nothing wrong with that. I did the same thing. I was shoveling all, what was it? What day was
You know what's crazy? I would believe it from
Wednesday.
you. I won't believe it from him.
Man, why not?
I just don't.
He always have
He
to have
cracking
a
up.
motive.
Look, he got up. Shut up.
Hey, listen, Rod know me. Like Rod know me.
I don't know. I don't
Hey.
know. I need to see the tape, bro. I just
Listen,
know.
hey,
I don't need to see the tape. I believe it. I
You,
Nah,
you
seriously.
supposed
Listen.
to ride for your dog.
No, he know. Like
You
it's
supposed
knowing
to.
them.
That's
Yeah,
what I'm
just-
saying.
Yeah,
You know.
obviously, but
That's what I'm
knowing
saying,
them,
you know.
regardless.
he know. Like he
I know
know how I move.
I
Like
know
it's
I
just.
don't. I know I don't trust.
I be done seeing you. I be done kick snow on your door.
Right, just for that
Yeah,
comment.
I'm saying.
alone.
That's what I'm saying.
For that comment
Oh, you
alone.
trying to get your car? Fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Plow right here.
Yeah.
Bury that motherfucker. Like no, but everybody know. Everybody know. Anybody that know me, man, they know.
I think you be having your good mood sometimes.
No, I'm the same
You
way.
having your good mood.
That's one thing people like about me. I never change, man. Even when I'm upset about something, y'all wouldn't know. You know what I mean? Like I don't put that energy out there. Now, if you say something like you did last week, I'm gonna let you know.
What?
But I won't let it go past that. Like it would be like I'm not the one that let things linger.
What the hell happened last week?
I don't know. You see me
When
looking good.
AJ come here talking about
Oh, come on,
some
man.
with the whole
Oh, come on. Don't do it.
Ho, Rod told you about
Don't
touching
do
the
it.
goddamn
Don't do it.
equipment.
Don't do it.
Rod
Don't
told
do
you
it.
about touching the
Don't
equipment.
do it. Not this time.
She's a 2-time crime offender.
Yeah.
Told you once. He ain't
Don't
even
do
learn.
it. Don't do it.
Bill
Don't do
Clinton.
it.
Well, we was too
That
young
was
to
in the
vote for
past.
Bill Clinton. We was
Yeah.
too young to vote for Bill Clinton.
That
But
was-
Bill Clinton definitely went for the 3-strike rule.
Yeah.
He 3 strikes mean you get life. You stole 3 times, you're getting life.
Yeah, that's.
That was Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton came up with that.
I know.
I'm just
3
saying.
strikes.
But what y'all
So,
think? We just have Miss Roberts commenting. She said one comment is that thought process is why there are so many fatherless children.
Wait, which thought process?
Why? Why is it? No, it's so many
What,
fathers.
to be hard? 'Cause now-
No. I think
Miss
it's.
Roberts calling.
That was
I
that's
think-
when
no,
we
no,
were
no,
talking
no.
about the
No, no,
sons,
no, no, no.
16-year-olds allow their sons to. Some 16-year-olds sons are allowed to have.
No,
sex.
that's 2 different types of things.
That couldn't have been.
Because-
No, I'm saying she put that after we spoke on that.
Okay, but
Well,
because
some kids
I was
allowed
gonna
to-
say
Yeah, she put that after we spoke on that subject. So I
yeah,
can't think of anything
it's
else.
it's a lot of people that
I would
don't do
doubt
they
that-
don't do their job, and that's why it's a lot of
Fatherless children.
fatherless
Yeah,
children.
I just think that some people they're just not built for it, and they just.
I mean, it could be.
Because
It's
they not
so
built for it, they
many.
need to strap
It's
up.
so many reasons why.
Yes, I was she.
Because sometimes you gotta keep in mind it's not even a father. Because sometimes the women is so they want to be in that relationship with that man that they would do
They
things
so bitter and angry at times.
being bitter,
Right.
and they take the kid and keep
Take
the
it
father
out.
away.
And not
So-
just that, a lot of times they'll take it out on the child.
Definitely.
I
Oh
done
my
seen,
God.
I've seen plenty of women do that. They'll take their anger and their frustrations out, and God, do not let that kid look like the dad. Yo, if the kid looks like the dad, they're getting all of those issues, and it's messed up because, like, it's over. Like, I mean, it didn't work out with dude chocolate to the game. I don't know why, but a lot of females do. A lot of females do it, and I
I
don't
always tell
understand the
people,
thought
I ain't gonna lie
process.
to you.
don't
I ain't gonna
understand.
lie to you. I always tell people I'm happy that I'm no woman. I'm so happy that I'm no woman. Because
Shout out to Lori.
oh yeah, Lori on.
Hey,
yeah,
Lori.
shout out to Lori. Yeah,
I didn't clap for Lori, clap for
she
Lori.
day one. She actually day one. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. Like what I was saying? Come on, help me out. You gonna laugh.
Nah, I'm trying. I'm trying to help my bad.
Yeah, I
You
know
were
Robin
saying,
know.
that's why you've always said, thank God that you're not a woman.
Yeah, thank God that I'm not a woman because it's a lot of pressure to be a woman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, because now you become you being in a relationship, and then not only being in a relationship, you could be left like high and dry, like a lot of women have been.
But see, you can't say that because you could be left as a man.
But the thing about it is, they normally 9 times out of 10, the woman normally take the baby. So being left high and dry, being as a single parent, that's a responsibility that no man, for everything lies and falls on the woman. That's a responsibility that no man can actually understand. if your kid's not gonna eat today, or your kids is, need some cleats or some dance shoes, and the dad is not in the life, and then you gotta go make that money, and your job ain't paying enough, how you gonna come up with that money? Borrow, do things that you didn't want to do, whatever the situation is. But you gotta make it happen. And moms, I'm a testimony to that. My mom always made sure that it happened. My mom and my grandmother. I would never leave my grandmother.
I think I was privileged enough to my dad actually when he got with my mom, because she's been around since forever. I think I was about a year and a half, but it was the opposite case for me. My dad was the parent who stuck around. The other parent, my mom left.
He out his damn mind. I would have left your ass. Your dad messed up.
My dad, he left his baby.
No, but shout out to your dad, man. I really appreciate hearing that.
That's my baby.
You know what I mean? Because a lot of men, I'm not gonna lie to you, a lot of men, like I said,
especially a young girl.
Listen, the thing about it is, it's a tough road for a man to stay.
You and ESPN, yeah.
It's a tough road for a man to stay around. You know what I mean? Dealing with the circumstances. Because if it was a one-hitter quitter, and then you got a baby mom,
you gotta have that time the mom talk with the daughter.
Listen, man. And for that man to still to be around, and not only he raised you, you know what I mean? That's on a different level for a man to raise a daughter.
Thank God for my dad, because he still look young.
Shout out to your dad again.
I be like, Dad, you still look young. I ain't stretching out all that, Dad.
Yeah. You probably gotta bring your dad up here.
He got a few grades.
See, me and Rod, my dad he's deceased.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, well, your dad is, Rod, I don't think Rod have a connection with his dad, but, go ahead, Rod, what you about to say? You don't have a connection with your dad, but if anybody been following, look at her, she newsy as shit. Anybody that been following No Holds Thoughts know that how Rod felt about his stepfather. So, you know what I mean? That might be another Cat Shack question. You know what I mean? Because he done said that multiple shows. You know what I mean? How he felt about his stepfather. Yeah, that was the next topic was
shout out to him. His birthday is coming up.
Yeah, shout out to his stepdad.
Yeah, shout out to his stepdad. He's deceased.
Shout out to him still.
Not just letting you know before you go
heavenly birthday. You know. Yeah. Woo to him.
I think I've seen him a couple times, but you know what I mean. He seemed like a stand-up dude to me, the one to be working on Rod damn car. You know what I mean? And he had no damn driver's license. Just let y'all know. Well, how do y'all feel about separation and marriage?
She wasn't with me shooting in the gym. You weren't with me shooting in the gym.